So time for another dip into my video archive. I've been making videos for over 15 years, and in this playlist I like to present to you what I think are the better of the stuff that I have produced in that time. So this is an episode of Dyer's Daily from 2018, I think. The beginning of that podcast that I did on a daily basis for like 3 or 4 years on and off. It's now Dyer's Weekly. I do it sometimes, but you know, time permitting, not always the right time to do these things. Can't always find the time. In this episode, I explain how broadcasting, podcasting, and video making help me with my my autism.
Dyer's Daily.
As some people will know, I am on the autistic spectrum. I have a form of autism called Asperger's, which is mainly, although don't quote me on this, it's mainly concerned with communication. Now, I've had problems with communication for years, whether it just be approaching people or keeping up conversation. And I didn't realise, it wasn't until I made the connection between my radio work and my disability or condition that things began to improve. Okay, so let me explain, right? So I have Asperger's, and sometimes I find it difficult to approach people. One thing that I have learned to do is I've been doing interviews, funnily enough, when they're organised, they're all right. It's when you have to do ad hoc, off-the-cuff interviews that it becomes an issue. But of course, if I'm approaching somebody these days, I just go, well, it's just like doing an interview. I know what I want to get out of it, and I know kind of how it's going to go, because let's say, for example, I'm in a shop and I'm talking to somebody. I know that I want to get something from them. I want to pay for an object, or I want to ask them where something is. That is kind of how that works. You know, I think of it as like an interview, like a two-way conversation with an agenda. The other thing as well is, one of the reasons that I even do this podcast and do the stuff on YouTube is that being able to talk freely, I don't write anything down beforehand. I just talk off the top of my head. Being able to talk freely means that I keep up, you know, this kind of constant free thinking thing, which means that when I get into a conversation or I have to speak, I'm able to, because I'm already kind of practiced. I kind of think that if I keep it on the treadmill, it will keep running. If I don't do it for like a couple of weeks, some people disagree with me, but my speech does tend to go downhill a tad. So luckily, you know, keeping an eye on it, all is well. Also, the reason I use a webcam and film for YouTube is because it allows me to eventually learn kind of eye contact and improve in that way, treating it like talking to a human, because that's what this show is all about. It's like me having a conversation with you about something else, usually media related. So yeah, I hope that's a good explanation of why I do what I do and how I try and go through autism and Asperger's.
Dyer's Daily.
So that was an episode of Dyer's Daily from 2018, I want to say. I remember when I first posted that, and I got a few comments from people saying, we didn't know that you were autistic or on the autistic spectrum. I was actually diagnosed with Asperger's in 2013, but I think it all comes under the same type of thing, doesn't it? A lot of what I said in that clip I still think are true. I think they're just manifested in different ways. I use this now to kind of work on my body language a little bit more, and to take it away from sitting in front of a microphone, because before it was literally just, as you saw, me sitting in front of a microphone. That's not really doing video, is it? So with this, I try and be a little bit more creative. Thank you for taking a journey with me into my archive. Check out the playlist for more videos. Please rate, comment and subscribe, and I will see you once again when I present to you another piece of my past.